What's up, everyone? It's Fuzzy. Welcome back to yet another MLB recap. Man, Shohei just got lit up on this comebacker. He did kind of dig deep to stay in the game, but I don't know if that was a good idea or not. Fernando Tatis Jr. robbed Rafael Devers in one of the plays of the year. It's easy to see why Nando won a platinum glove a few years ago. We have big updates on not only Aaron Judge, but Kyle Tucker as well. Judge called out his manager, Aaron Boone, and we might finally know why Kyle Tucker's been slumping over the last month. By the way, Judge's Yankees made even more home run history. Shea Langoliers might hit 40 home runs this year. He's been on a Cal Raleigh-type power streak in the second half. And Brett Baty, the Mets super prospect who's never really panned out, he might finally be arriving. That ball went 455 feet. We'll talk about all of that and more in today's MLB recap. And don't forget that recap is brought to you by SeatGeek as well as Underdog Fantasy. And super quick, we have a huge announcement. Fuzzy is with MLB yet again for the first time in years. I'll be working with Major League Baseball tomorrow on their YouTube channel. I'll be hosting a live stream with Kooks46, and then we're going to be going over to Playback because Playback is the first ever app partnered with MLB to live stream MLB games. It's been a blast. I hope to see you guys there. Thank you guys so much for your support. This would be impossible without you. So before we show all of the games from yesterday, we have a few housekeeping things to talk about, including Felix Bautista the Mountain. Not again. Well, it's not an elbow thing this time around, but it's a shoulder issue that's going to keep him out for the next 12 months. I feel terrible for the guy. He just cannot catch a break. Aaron Judge kind of called out Aaron Boone. So we know a few days ago, Aaron Boone came out and said that Aaron Judge is probably not going to be throwing normally for the rest of the year. Aaron, talking about Judge, he heard this quote and he came out and said, I don't know why Boone said anything like that. He hasn't seen me throw recently. So yeah, Aaron Judge is kind of correcting Aaron Boone and the medical staff because we know that the Yankees medical staff, it can be a bit confusing sometimes. And one more health update, Kyle Tucker, it's been revealed that he had a small fracture in his hand back in June. So despite having a crazy good month of June, his stats have cratered in the month of July. And the Cubs, they're essentially blaming that hand fracture and him playing through it, which isn't the worst thing in the world, trying to be a team leader saying, I can play through pain, you can as well. And I'm going to contract here. Like, I'm risking my stats for the sake of trying to win ball games, but at this point, it's not become worth it. So Tucker, he's been benched again. Chicago is trying to go a perfect 3-0 versus the best team in baseball and their division rival, the Milwaukee Brewers. All 3 wins, if they take this one, would be without Kyle Tucker, who, like I just said, is again sitting. The Miz has not been the Miz over the last month. Michael Busch got to him. This is how you shove it in Brewers fans' faces. I straight up think that a 3-run non-home run is just as deflating as, let's say, like a 2-run home run or something like that. The ball's live. You have to watch all of the runners just skate around, and then you're probably going to get a celebration at second from the guy who hit it. Now, Brice Turang did grab a run back, but then the rookie Matt Shaw, he delivered with maybe his clutchest swing of his young career. Second half, Matt Shaw looks like a whole new person. He runs at like 155% on the bases. Like, I want Matt Shaw on my team. I would run through a brick wall for Matt Shaw. Turang, he just secured his 3rd base hit. He's scoring now on a Danny Jansen slicer. William Contreras, oh my, the bases are loaded. Danny Palencia unleashed 101, and Nico Horner, he snagged it. That is the 18th save for Palencia. The Cubs do in fact sweep the Brewers. They're back to 6 games of first place, which is still a sizable gap, but that's a big-time confidence booster, and who knows, maybe Kyle Tucker's getting healthy behind the scenes. One day after the Yankees tied a record for the most home runs in a single game, they went off for a few more to tie the record for the most over 2 games. Trent Grisham, they call him the Big Sleep. He belted out the first of 5 more big flies for the Bronx Bombers. He has 22 on the season. I got to double check stats right now because Baseball Reference hasn't updated in like 2 days. I'm going crazy. Rays starter Drew Rasmussen wasn't bad at all, but this is a second home run allowed, this time to Austin Wells. It had to have felt like 5 home runs and 1 for Wells because he's been slumping bad. The Yankees starter Cam Schlittler, this dude is a maniac. He set down 18 in a row, and of course, Chandler Simpson, he had to ruin it. Earlier in the year, Max Fried was throwing a no-no, and of course, Chandler ruined that as well. Here's the thing though, Tampa loaded them up. Cam Schlittler, he's out after allowing 1 base hit over 6 2/3, and the Weave Dog, he said my best versus your best, 96 down Broadway, and he escapes the jam. Like, I mean, Fiducia just kind of dropped his PCI, and yes, that is a real name. Trent, he now has 23. Again, I had to make sure that I got it right. I believe he has 23 on the season, and I had to double check this name. Bob Seymour, that is this kid's actual name. That's his first career home run. And David Bednar, he's about to fold. The fellow rookie who dropped his PCI earlier, Hunter Fiducia, he just tied it with a 2-run double. The Yankees closing situation continues to be absolute madness and cinema. Just if you're not a Yankees fan, that set up this moment for Giancarlo Stanton. See ya, baseball. Stanton has been a monster this year. Wells, Oh my God, his second of the game. So if the first one counted as 5 home runs in one, and same with this one, he technically hit 10 home runs in one game for his confidence. Now we have a little bit of drama. Jose Caballero got picked off 3 times, but here's the thing about the third time. So it's not considered a third disengagement and a balk because Pete Fairbanks never stepped on the mound again for that third one. Jose's back. He stole second, and he came off a little bit. And because he's now out, because he was off the bag by a millisecond, which I might be in the minority here. If you beat the throw and you're clearly safe, but you come off by a millisecond, in my heart, think that you should still be safe. That was not the point of providing instant replay to the game of baseball, getting guys out by a millisecond, even though technically they're off the bag. So I'm kind of just yapping at this point. Devin Williams is fired up. Same with Austin Wells. The Yankees have won 5 games in a row. Serious question to all of my Jays fans out there. Are you guys sweating a little bit seeing the Yankees tie a record with 14 home runs over 2 games as they won their 5th in a row while your team lost to the Pirates? Like, not just any Pirates team, the Tommy Pham led Pirates a few moments after Springer swatted out his 21st home run, so back-to-back games for him with a home run. Pham hit one down the left field line for 2 runs. That was it for the rest of the game. And by the way, Tommy Pham said that he only tells truths. So yeah, he's standing on business about his comments about Barger. Fans, they could have left because they only really missed a few plays after that, as Johan Oviedo, he was nailed. 6 strikeouts, 2 base hits over 5. Bassitt, I'll tip my cap to him. He was awesome as well. 10 strikeouts, kind of a Paul Skeens type L, as Alexander Canario, he showed off the leather in the final innings. Dennis Santana converted his 9th save. The Jays, they have a 4-game lead over the Yankees, which sounds like a lot, but the way that the Yankees have been playing, it might not be. Fernando Tatis Jr. might not be hitting a lot of home runs lately, but that doesn't mean he can't take some away. The Platinum Glover. He's probably not going to win a second Platinum Glove this year. He's probably going to win one another season for sure. He's obviously going to win a Gold Glove this year. Even with the lack of pop, Tatis is robbing home runs. He's getting on base a ton. He had 2 more base hits and a walk in this one. There he is scoring on the Ryan O'Hearn single. Gavin Sheets and Manny, they both crushed some home runs. Sheets is up to 16 home runs. Manny has 21. This is his first home run in a few weeks, and he pointed to the dugout because Yu Darvish gave him some advice before the game. I don't know if it was hitting advice or just advice about the pitcher. Either way, it worked. Gavin, he's up to 17 home runs. Seeing him and Andrew Vaughn go off after being on the White Sox for a while, it just kind of makes my heart happy. Casey Schmidt, he unloaded on a pitch for the only run that the Giants scored all afternoon. Ryan O'Hearn even erased that one, so he's up to 16 home runs and an almost 380 on base. Fernando Tatis almost has a 375 on base. The Padres, they've won 2 games in a row. JP Sears, we're not going to show him, but he went 6 innings. He finally had a quality start. The Padres have gotten his walks down a little bit so far. Then again, it's only been 2 starts. Shohei's on the bump versus a historically bad Rockies team. No way they don't win this and keep their 2 games. The baseball gods had other plans in mind. The script is scripting. Brenton Doyle got fooled, but still found a barrel. That's an RBI double. The Rockies grabbed a second run on a sac fly. Warming Bernabel, he also doubled, but there's no RBI. And again, it's no RBI, but Miggy Rowe missed it, and Mickey Moniak, he can scamper home. The Rockies, man, they're rocking Ohtani. 2 more singles. He's still out there, and oh, no. I can't play the sound, obviously, but it sounded meaty. And that might actually be a good thing, because if it sounded more dense, that meant it would have been off the knee bone, but it was off his inner thigh or something like that. So thankfully, again, it missed the knee, and he was able to stay in there. Tyler Freeman did tag him for a 5 spot. That's the 9th base hit. That's tied for the most that Shohei's ever allowed in a single start. He says that he's going to be okay. Tanner Gordon, he did allow a home run to Teoscar Hernandez after going 5 shutouts, so he goes 6 innings, 1 earned run allowed, only 1 walk, tons of weak contact. Goodman, this guy is insane. He had an RBI single, then an RBI, 2 RBI double actually for a 3 RBI night. He has 72 runs batted in on the season. Not going to show Mickey Rowe's 2-run extra base hit. The Dodgers, they get put in timeout. They're back to a 1-game lead over the Padres. You guys know that Freaky Friday 2 movie that's out? I think the Astros and the Mariners have traded places with the Orioles and the Braves because those teams are winning a bunch. The Mariners and Astros cannot buy a W over the last week. Now, second half J-Rod, he's still doing his thing, but so is Schwarber. He may or may not have hit another one. Stotty made it 2-1 after Schwarber's sack fly. Stott's been a monster for like 3 weeks. And Kepler, I'm seeing Kepler for Kyle Tucker trades on social media. Fantasy playoffs got people stressing out there. Jesus Luzardo, he struck out 12. I think the Phillies starting staff, the last 3 guys, set a record for the most strikeouts in a 3-game series. You have Ranger Suarez with 10, then Sanchez and Luzardo had back-to-back 12 strikeout performances. Jesus, by the way, did not walk anyone. Gino, he tattooed one off of David Robertson, so if J-Rod stays hot and Gino gets going, maybe Mariners fans are considering that a small W and a big-time loss. Philly, they just started spraying RBI singles. We're talking about Stott, Trey Turner, Kyle Schwarber, Bryce Harper. Trey again, it is 9-2, so close to double digits, and look at who got him there. It's 11-2 on Schwarber's 45th home run. He reclaims the NL home run lead. He takes it over Ohtani. The Phillies have won 4 games in a row. The Mariners have lost 5 in a row. I know this might seem like a random game, but I promise there's a connection in this transition. We'll get back to the Astros game right after this. And also, speaking of connections, there's no way that these two guys don't have a connection, like there's some long-lost twins or something. James Outman and Ryan Fitzgerald look like twins. There's my friend Daryl Hernandez connecting on a pitch in Buxton. He tracked it down to turn it into a sac fly. Sody bombs are back. Tyler Soderstrom, get this, has 23 home runs, but he also has a 21-game hitting streak. Knocking on wood, so I'm not the jinx. If you're confused about the correlation to that Phillies game, well, after Trevor Larnach and Brooks Lee both drove in a run to tie it at 2, Shea Langoliers stepped in an hour later in the 10th inning, and he went Bangaliers again. Kyle Schwarber has 15 home runs in the second half, so he actually tied Shea. Shea untied it. He has 16 home runs in the second half as Tyler Ferguson, he gets his second save of the season. Now, like I said earlier, the Astros have seemingly traded places with one of the bad teams in baseball, and they just have not been able to break the curse and switch back to being good at baseball. The Cats, man, they swept the Stros. This game was honestly over before it even began. The Tigers scored 6 runs in the first. Andy Ibanez and Spencer Torkelson, they lay some RBI knocks, and Framber Valdez not only had 4 walks in this game, but he just lost his grip and everything. He had 2 wild pitches as well. Both of them allowed runs, by the way. Dylan Dingler, he's around for 3 bases. I really hope that Taylor Trammell is okay. He's been going through it both in left field and center field. He had to get removed from the game again. I am having a prayer circle around Taylor Trammell. Javy, he knocked in Dylan Dingler not just once, but twice. Once to end the scoring in the first inning and another in the third inning. Charlie Morton, he did allow a 2-run wall scraper to Mauricio Dubon. And those were the first runs that the Astros have scored in like 30 innings, but Morton, he settled in. He had 2 more strikeouts in the 6th inning to get to 8 strikeouts on the afternoon. He picks up another W as a Tiger as they sweep the Astros. The AL Central is most likely a wrap, and this is coming from a diehard Guardians fan. Now, I do want to talk about the rookie Parker Messick for the Guardians because he was, in fact, sick. This was it against the kid Lourdes. He just threw his baseball at a bat a la Vladimir Guerrero Senior. I mean, I don't know how he did that. The leg kick from Messick is awesome. He kind of looks like a smaller version of Tarek Skubal. His first strikeout was against Blaze Alexander. His dad is gassed up. Now, the Guardians did retake the lead, and look at how they kept it. I think it actually cost someone their job. So, Angel, he tumbled. I think I would have sent Alec Thomas home as well if I saw someone stumble out there. Bo Naylor, he picked the short hop, and Alec is out. But again, after the game, Torey Lovullo relieved the third base coach of his duties. I mean, maybe he's done that too often. I don't know. Manzo, he saved Messick with a diving stop. And by the way, Messick had 6 punchies in his debut. All Cade Smith has to do is lock down. Lourdes is on fire in August. That's his 17th home run. He has 5 home runs and 23 RBIs this month with 10 days left to spare. Adrian Del Castillo with the walk-off dunker, so I want to go ahead and give the props to the Diamondbacks for winning. But I do want to shout out Parker Messick, who had 6 strikeouts. If you guys are in a playoff push or a fantasy thing, anything like that, maybe Messick could be your guy because he had 420 strikeouts in 350 innings in the minor leagues. He's disgusting. The Guardians are 10.5 games back of the Tigers. The Royals are also in the double-digit games back thing. Wyatt Langford, he's already showing that the Rangers want to take this one. He has 18 home runs. He has one of the fastest swings in baseball. Wait, hold up. The Pasquatch. Vinny Pasquantino hit one to the fountains. He has 25 home runs and 86 RBIs, 14 away from 100. Hey, you guys better break out the Sasquatch out there. I love that celebration. Marcus Semien does still, in fact, exist. Sometimes he just kind of becomes an afterthought, not gonna lie, but he got the game within 1, and Seager, he knotted it up at 3, so it's a brand new game. What is Wyatt Langford doing? So Bobby Jr. dove to make the stop. The third base coach looked like he was pointing at the bag, like telling Wyatt Langford to stay, and that's just a massive mistake that no one's ever going to remember because Kansas City, they folded like a picnic table in the win. Vinny could not handle it. That would have been the 3rd out, and then there was an infield hit, and Higashioka, he cleared the bases. Kyle Higashioka has been an RBI machine the last week and a half. Obi Milner picks up the W in the 9th inning as the Rangers, they get back to 5 games of the wild card. Now, while we're on the wild card discussion, let's go to the NL side of things because if the Mets lose and the Reds win, we will have a tie for that final wild card spot. It's already looking like the Reds are going to have a chance at doing that because Washington left out for a big 4-run leadoff against Kodai Senga of all people. CJ Abrams scored the game's first run, and later in the 4th, after a Josh Bell sac fly, Dylan Cruz, he smoked an RBI double. He was the 2nd overall pick in 2023. He has tons of talent. Drew Millis, he wants 3. Juan took a while to get to this ball. It's kind of crazy that he has a negative 10 outs above average. He's one of the worst defenders we've ever seen. Brett Beatty has actually been pretty decent defensively. He has 2 outs above average, and now he has 15 home runs after going 445 feet back-to-back games in Washington, going to the second deck. He's batting .285 with a 900 OPS in the second half. Josh Bell, he answered, and if you're a Washington fan, good thing that he did because Alonso and McNeil, they combined to drive in 3. I don't know how McNeil kept it fair. I don't think he knows how either because he stood and had to watch it to see if it stayed fair. Jose Ferrer, I'll shout him out, a double play to end it. He does not implode. He grabs his third save, and the Reds are already out in front and winning. Noelvi Marte is playing like he did not get banned for 3 months. He's batting .325 with a .509 slugging in the second half, and he has an 11-game hit streak. Yohan Moncada, I don't know about this one. Well, it just kept carrying and carrying. He still has some very good exit velocities and bat speeds for a 30-year-old. He's almost nearing a .330 on base as well, which is not insane by any means, but still pretty good. You say he kept it 1-1 into the 7th, and I wish he would have gone 8 because he would have gotten a W. Brice, that's his name, right? Brice Teodosio, he had a double. Then there was a wild pitch that got him to 3rd, and Rengifo, he won it with a flare. This was the first lead of the series for the Halos, and it worked out as Luis Garcia, he converted the save. So the Mets, they stay 1 game up on the Reds for that final wild card spot. The Cardinals, they have to try and take advantage and win here and get back to 4 games of October. Yeah, it's not happening. Heriberto Hernandez is seriously playing like one of the better players in his division. I know he only has an .802 OPS, but he has 3 outs above average, and he's top 83% in speed. So he's pretty quick, and his arm grades out as well. I'm not saying he's going to be the next Fernando Tatis Jr., but he's got some Tatis-like skills. Lars Nootbaar got robbed of a 2-run knock because his double bounced over. Then he got to flex the arm on this Torrey Johnson RBI. He nailed the guy we just bragged about. That is Heriberto getting thrown out at third base. Wilson Contreras, my lord, 414 feet to bring it back within 2. And he got beat. Maximo Acosta, if that name sounds familiar, he was one of the chase guys in 2021 Bowman. He hit 418 feet for his first home run and hit on the same swing. Why am I running out of breath? This Marlins team has a lot of guys that I just personally like, and I hope that they keep breaking out for 2026. Sandy, he had 2 disgusting pitches to end 7 innings. He had 9 strikeouts. Jacob Marcy, he's so lethal. He doesn't even have to swing to drive in an RBI. There's a base and a walk as Fauché. He ends it. The Marlins are 30-22 since June 22nd. So 2 months of playing really good baseball. Then there's the Braves. They're 8-2 their last 10 games after this W. Do you think that the Braves can make an epic comeback, or is it just way too late? There was 1 run total, like literally no BS, 1 run on an error. Colson Montgomery, he's been struggling bad in the box ever since going on a home run barrage, and now defensively, he just can't have that happen. Martin Perez with a tough L. On the other side, this Hurston Waldrep kid is disgusting. 7 more shutout frames with 7 more strikeouts. He has a .73 ERA over his first 4 starts. He has great command, maybe the brand new best splitter in baseball. It's a small sample size, but opposing hitters are batting .061 with a 48% whiff rate against that splitter. Raisel Iglesias picked up his 21st save, so the Braves are back to 9.5 games of the wild card with 35 games left. If they make this comeback, I mean, it'll be one of the greatest of all time. Another recap in the books. Thank you guys so much for watching. A quick reminder to follow me and Cougs on Playback. Our room is called The Show. We'll be live with MLB for a pregame on their YouTube channel, and then we'll head on over to Playback. It's going to be a lot of fun. See you guys there, and enjoy the web gems.
Here's a ground ball up the middle to second base. It's Torres on the backhand. Yeah, nice play. Hard hit up the middle, and a great pick by Keishel. Skips it to first to end the inning. Driven toward left. Burleson on the run, still going, and he tracks it down. First pitch, left field, Hayes coming on, takes it away. Shaw.